Warning, the following video contains spoilers for Doctor Who Season 10, Episode 1, The Pilot. If you don't want to know what happens in this episode, click away now. Doctor Who Season 10, Episode 1, The Pilot. Hello everyone, my name is Majin Stevie and I am back, finally, reviewing BBC drama, or should I say, Doctor Who. The wait is over. It's been 16, 18 months, well, not counting Christmas, since the last season. We had Sherlock, since then there's been nothing, but finally, we have something to watch. Moffat has delivered, and we have his final season of Doctor Who for our viewing pleasure. Capaldi is back as the Doctor. We have Pearl Mackie playing Bill the new companion, we have Matt Lucas playing Nardol, and it is on. Season 10 has started! This is going to be my reactions to episode 1. Later in the week I'll be posting my review, a more full review, both here and on the website www.worldoftrash. But until then, let's get through with my reactions for this episode. Before the episode started, I won't lie, I was a bit dubious. I had seen a few of the trailers, I've deliberately not watched them all and I've not looked for spoilers. But what I did see, I wasn't really happy, I wasn't excited for it. I was like, this could be a bit crappy. But thankfully, episode 1 has changed my tune on this subject, because episode 1 was actually pretty damn good. The episode started with our introduction to the new companion Bill. Now this character seems very BBC, quote unquote. She's very BBC posh. I did not think I was going to like this character, but I actually do. She is a really good character. She is funny, she is inquisitive. I think there's parts of the character that are really just unnecessary. I mean, let's get this out of the way. The whole Bill is a lesbian thing. Let's just get this out of the way now. Personally, I just feel this was tacked on. This just didn't need to be. I mean, it's 2017. Whatever sexuality people want to be is not an issue. I don't see why this has to be an issue in Doctor Who, but it is. The only thing this seems to have been used for is so she can fancy girls, and so her foster mum can have a bit of drama and tension with her because she's a lesbian, obviously. And the foster mother, now this annoys me because this is some really shit writing. The foster mother is one of the most uncaring mothers you've ever seen in your life. She doesn't care, she's going about chasing men, she's lying to Bill, yet she's a foster mum. And Bill's an adult, so why she still got a foster mum when she's an adult? This makes no sense, it burned my head up a bit, but I'm going to let it go for now because we're at the start of season 10 and we've got to wait and see where this all goes. But on the whole, I really like the Bill character. She is funny, as I said, inquisitive. She asked the best question I've ever heard in a Doctor Who episode, and that was, why have you called it the TARDIS and spelt it in English when you are an alien? Mind blown. What a question. Why is TARDIS spelt in English? Has anyone got an answer? Why is it not called something Gallifreyan? I digress. So the Doctor, let's get into the Doctor here. The Doctor, it turns out since the last season, has been working as a lecturer in a university. It turns out he's been working in this university for 50 plus years, the students think. The Doctor is actually undercover, obviously. He's undercover in this university and seems to be looking after this vault. Now this vault is covered in Time Lord logos, Gallifreyan iconography and all that sort of stuff. And the Doctor and Nardol are watching this for some sort of activity and protecting it. So I'm guessing that this is our season-long arc. Something they said they weren't going to do, but they're obviously doing it. They've got a season-long arc starting, it's something to do with the Time Lords, and it's something to do with that vault. I'm looking forward to finding out what's in the vault. So let's get into the meat and two veg of this story and quickly review it. Bill noticed a girl outside the university that she works at, who was looking very much disturbed and sad and depressed. Bill kinda fancies her. The girl is called Heather. She tells Bill that she just wants to get away from everything. Bill said that she would love to go with her and to please don't go without her, which played into the end. Heather was obsessed with this trippy puddle, as when people looked into it, the reflection looked different. This puddle turned out to be some very strange sort of alien engine oil, which has the power to copy whatever it needs to make things right within this engine. As things go on, Bill thinks this evil water is trying to kill her, after she's seen it turn Heather into what I'm going to call Wet Heather, which basically she killed the water, the puddle killed Heather, and it cloned her, and it turned into like a version of Heather I'm going to call Wet Heather. And Wet Heather scared the crap out of Bill, who runs, and she runs and runs, and she runs to the doctor to try and get away from the evil water and get some help in this situation. The doctor obviously wants to help Bill, and he starts testing just how far this water / Wet Heather will go to catch Bill. First of all, they jump into TARDIS, obviously, insert, it's bigger on the inside joke here after a little while. They jumped to another bit of the university, the puddle followed them. Then they went to Australia, the puddle followed them. Then they went to another planet, then they followed them. And then, the final trip the TARDIS took was to a spaceship, which was in the middle of a war. And why did the Doctor go to the war? Well, the Doctor seen that this was a puddle, and he wanted to find some fire for this water to put out or something like that. But the Doctor had a plan that involved taking this puddle to a war zone. Now, this war, this is a massive, massive, massive Easter egg for old Doctor Who fans. This war was the historical battle between the Daleks and the Movellans. A war we've seen previously in Doctor Who, but not in this new 2005 Doctor Who series. This was back in old Doctor Who. This was in the 4th Doctor's run. This is Tom Baker, my favourite Doctor. And this was seen in the serial Destiny of the Daleks. Now, the Movellans are a race of robots who, much like the Time Lords, had a very long war with the Daleks, but because both races were robots, it was like a logical stalemate. They couldn't beat each other. It is because of the Dalek war with the Movellans that the Daleks went back to Skaro and basically resurrected Davros, and that's why Davros is now on the go all the time with Daleks, because the Daleks needed him to beat the Movellans. So it was amazing to see that we were jumped back in to this war with the Movellans. I mean, when I seen the spaceship first, I thought this was a Dalek spaceship, because I was like, right, I've seen this in one of the previews I did see, this is where the Dalek comes up. But no, it was the Movellan spaceship, it was the Dalek-Movellan war. It was absolutely amazing to see this. It blew me away, really did blew me away. So at the climax of the story, the Doctor and Bill were confronted by our old friend, Mr. Dalek, who of course wanted to exterminate everything. The Dalek went to exterminate Doctor and Bill. The Doctor just dodged out of the way, and luckily, I don't know, did the Doctor know this or not? Wet Heather had followed them through space and time and was standing behind them. And the Dalek hit Wet Heather with its blast, and they just kept attacking the puddle Wet Heather. Just kept attacking it. The Doctor and Bill obviously ran away and didn't see what happened to the Dalek. A few minutes later, they were confronted with a Dalek. They were like, oh crap. The Dalek went to exterminate them. Exterminate! But the gun missed them, and it didn't kill them, and it refused to kill them. The Doctor was like, hey, hang about. Went up to the Dalek, started looking at it, looked in the eye stalk, and he seen Heather's eye. Wet Heather had turned into a wet Dalek. And it was here that everyone kind of clicked. Bill started making sense to why it was happening. Wet Heather didn't want to kill Bill. Wet Heather remembered the last conscious sentence that it heard was from Bill, saying, please don't go without me. And the puddle was trying to just stay with Bill. It was actually quite touching. It wasn't wanting to kill it, it just wanted to stay with Bill and take it away. All Bill had to do was say, look, you can go without me. Set it free. Bill set it free. But of course, the alien tried one last time to take over Bill by... Bill touched it, seen everything, seen space and time and all sorts of trippy shit. The Doctor stopped it, the puddle went away, and that was it. Everyone's mind's blown. Bill's mind is now blown. She's seen the TARDIS, she's seen space, she's seen time. And what does the Doctor do? He goes to try and wipe her mind. He was away to try and wipe her mind, to wipe all this out of her consciousness. But Bill's like, hang about, you think I'm an idiot? I've seen the sci-fi, I know what you're doing, you're trying to wipe my brain, no thanks. How would you like it if I wiped your brain? Of course, the Doctor... I mean, this is a bit silly. The Doctor remembers he had his mind wiped, but he can't remember what was wiped from his mind. Bit of a logic gap. But yeah, the Doctor let her go. And we're set for season 10. My reactions to my overall feelings to this episode was it was really good. Obviously, I'm a massive fan of Capaldi. He can't do no wrong in my eyes. Bill, Pearl Mackie, was a really, really fun character. As I said, inquisitive, fun, entertaining, funny. I think there's some stuff about the character that are just really tacked on. The BBC obviously want to tick their boxes and make sure they just keep absolutely everyone happy. Although they do that whilst keeping this BBC tone to everything. And of course their ability to not really grasp real life issues like foster parents and as such. And that's just the BBC all over, but I'm not going to hold it against them. The only thing I would say about the Bill character is in the regeneration scene. I hope she's not wearing the same top she was wearing in this episode, or we will have a Perry situation happening. So, as I said, go and watch the episode. I will be back in the next few days with a proper, longer review, not just my excited reactions that this is. I'll have some reaction, I'll have some reviews, I'll have some previews, I'll have some predictions, and I will also be posting that on my website, www.worldoftrash.co.uk. If you want to give me a shout, if you want to speak about Doctor Who, leave a comment. I will talk about anything, or hit me up on Twitter at Majin Stevie. I will see you all in a few days. Majin Stevie out.